Hey everybody, I'm Bruce Wayne, joined by a young Johnny Cash. See, I'm wearing black, you're wearing black. Hey everybody, Ryan McCaffrey with IGN, joined by fellow Evolve super fan, super nerd, super smart guy, Vince Ingenito.
Oh, why thank you.
Good to see you, Vince.
Good to see you, buddy.
We've got ourselves an exclusive look at the fourth monster in Evolve.
Yep.
We finally just got the third one. The cat finally came out of the bag, the Wraith out of the bag.
Yes.
Recently, but now the fourth one, who's going to ship shortly after launch, like this, they're telling us maybe a ballpark a month or so.
Yeah, right.
You get him free if you pre-order, and if you don't, he'll be $15. And he is the Behemoth.
The Behemoth, yeah.
Tell me about the Behemoth, Vince.
So to this point, you've kind of been operating under the assumption that Goliath was the big guy. Goliath is small time. He's the little dude. Behemoth just towers over him, and
As the name would imply.
As the name would imply, and his armor and health pool are just astronomical. Many times that of Wraith, according to the developers.
Yeah, now
we spoke to.
We should note, we spoke with Phil Robb and Chris Ashton, the two leads at Turbo Rock Studios. We should note that the footage, the little clips you're seeing now, that's our first in-action look at the Behemoth. And as you can see, so we've been asked to relay the caveat, this is super, super early.
Yeah.
As you can tell, it's very early test room footage. You can see nothing's done, but you can get a look at him. You see the sound isn't quite all there.
Some of the effects on the abilities are just placeholder.
Right. So all placeholder, all in development. They're still making him, but we've been asked to pass that along. But you at least get a look at what he's capable of, Vince, which is what?
So, Behemoth, he's not very fast, and he deals, he deals a lot of damage up close.
Yes.
But getting up close is kind of a challenge sometimes for him because of his, he's kind of ungainly.
He can't jump.
Right, he can't jump. He cannot leave the ground in any way. He can climb and he can fall off the, an edge, but he can't get vertical in any way.
So how does he get around the map?
So he gets around the map by, curling up into a little ball, like some kind of huge, like
a ball of hate,
rock armadillo of hatred, and just rolls forward.
A kidney stone from hell.
And the longer he rolls, the more speed he picks up.
Yes.
So he's kind of slow at first, but once he stays going in the same direction for long enough, he picks up a lot of speed and can
freight train.
Yeah, like a freight train, and can kind of outrun the hunters. So it's important for him to always have an escape route that's across flat land or open land, because unlike the other some of the other monsters, he can't. His climb is very slow, and he can't just leap out of danger very quickly.
So he can roll after he picks up some speed, but he can't jump. Super slow, which means he must be able to just pound you to death if you're near.
Yes, he absolutely can. So first he has to get you close to him, and his best way of doing that is with his tongue grab ability. He actually will just stick out this super long
dirty
tongue.
joke here.
Go wow with it, folks. I mean, whatever you want to do, but he's got a super long tongue, and he knows how to use it. I'm sorry, I had to.
I'm gonna go. Go ahead.
It's got spines on it that he can just grab hunters, kind of fling them through the air towards him, and they'll land right at his feet. So it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's a short cooldown, and it allows him to pick one person out of the group and kind of focus on them. And then from there, he can really isolate. He can smash them to smithereens, but a lot of the time, what'll be the optimal thing is to put up rock wall. Now, rock wall is another one of his abilities.
As you can see it in the clip you're seeing now, super tall, huge rock wall. You're not going to get away from it.
No, it's tall enough, according to the devs, it's tall enough that it would require a full tank. Like, you would have to have full fuel on your jetpack in order to get to the top.
While
of it.
not getting beaten to death.
Right, exactly. So it's very difficult to get over, and the more points you put into it, it'll become wider and wider. So basically, you're gonna tongue grab guys in, and then you're gonna put up this wall. It's indestructible. It's up for 6 seconds. It can't be fired through, and basically for 6 seconds,
and you can cast it out pretty far, right?
Yes, you can. You can cast it out at a variety of ranges. So it's not just for right in front of you. You can use that to split the hunters up into 2 groups. You can use it to kind of control where they can go, box them into tight spaces. So it's got other uses besides just singling out one person.
Maybe if you're trying to, if you've got to stage 3 and you're trying to take out the power generator, you could just throw up the rock wall and make them have to go around to get you.
Sure, absolutely, and also great for making your escape. Like I said before, it takes a little time for him to build up speed with his roll. You throw down a rock wall behind you, and that gives you the cover you need to turn tail and run.
Max, right?
Yes, he's also got Fissure, right, which is basically that's his most reliable damage dealer. It's big time damage. It sends out like a split in the earth in a narrow range right in front of him, like for like very deep.
Yeah.
But not very
narrow
wide.
But deep.
Yes, exactly. And so that's going to pop guys up in the air and kind of incapacitate them. Also do heavy damage to them. But then his kind of long cooldown, and this is I think is the most interesting. Well, yeah, from downtown is the lava bomb, which you're going to see in these clips. It basically looks like he's lobbing plain white spheres because it's just placeholder stuff. He's not actually going to lob beach balls at people. It's going to be this huge rock that breaks off into 5 smaller ones that covers a wide area with fire for about 15 seconds.
Liquid hot magma?
Magma, yeah. So what's great is that it's an area denial ability. So one of the great things to do with this is to, let's say you incapacitate one or two hunters, you could throw down the lava bomb in around where they are, and now they're pretty much, for all intents and purposes, impossible to get to for the next 15 seconds. Any hunter who wants to go in there and get them up is going to have to sustain really significant damage. So you're kind of defending that area for a while. But the really crazy thing about Lava Bomb is its range. It's got a range in game of roughly 200 meters, which in game term is like that is over half the length of the longest map in Evolve.
Which is what Chris and Phil told
us. That's what Chris and Phil told us, so basically you can literally hurl these projectiles from
Hail Mary.
From across the map. Now I don't know what that kind of long range bombardment will exactly be used for. Maybe you use that to ping away at groups of people defending like the power.
Yeah, and one of the other game modes besides Hunt.
Sure. You can probably use that really well and defend. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on him because he has such a strong ability to control space and do lots of damage in specific scenarios. I think he's going to be difficult to use, but once you get the hang of him, I feel like he's going to be such a terror.
Yeah, and then the last point I think worth passing along from our conversation with Phil and Rob was that you want to get the Behemoth. If you're the hunters, you want to get him early.
Yeah, you have
Don't
to.
let him stage up because he'll become a nigh unstoppable monster.
Yeah, I mean his armor. The amount of armor that he can build up is well beyond even Goliath's. Now, something I think is interesting about that, a counterpoint that maybe a lot of people won't think about immediately. Sure, he's got a lot of armor, but in order to have that armor, in Evolve you have to feed. You got to eat. So imagine feeding and feeding, and Behemoth is going to be a hungry boy. He's a growing boy. He's going to need a lot. So it's like you're going to do all this feeding to get him max armor. Think about this: getting max armor at stage 2. And now suddenly going up to stage 3 is a huge decision. Like, do I have enough wildlife left realistically to get back to max armor after staging up? So you got to really think about where am I going to get this farm, and is it worth the extra level to lose my armor possibly for the rest of the fight if there's not enough wildlife for me to regenerate.
All right, so that is the Behemoth 4th monster, $15 unless you pre-order the game, in which case he's free. And we can look for him about a month or so-ish after the game comes out. Vince, thanks as always for the Evolve expertise. And for more from Vince on Evolve and many other video games, you're already in the right place, right here at IGN.